Bitcoin has dropped by over 6% since Monday. In today's video, we're going to be taking another look at the technical analysis on Bitcoin, where I'll be sharing my thoughts and opinions as to where I think that price action is heading next. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with BTC. Okay, guys, so lots to kind of discuss today. So Bitcoin paired up with USDT here on the 1 hour Binance chart. This is what we've been tracking for a while. So we were talking about the move to $69,000, potentially pushing up a little bit more. We saw 69.5. We then started to see an aggressive sell-off, of which we kind of see playing out quite nicely here. We are testing out the range that we were looking for as well. Okay, so we dropped down to a nice low so far, coming in at 65,260. Obviously, so many people seemed so bullish at $69,000, talking about the idea of going up into new all-time highs and that you should be buying now, you're never going to see these prices again. All the bullish bullshit that you see all across various different social media platforms with people who just simply don't know how to read charts properly. Okay, and I get a lot of stick on the channel for always being wrong, but actually, if you actually watch the videos and don't just read titles and thumbnails, you can see that we're consistently hitting our expectations. Occasionally, we might get the move going a little bit further than we were expecting, but for the most part, things have played out beautifully so far, right? And we can see still, unfortunately, more need for Bitcoin to act in a more volatile way, right? We're not yet ready for that next big new all-time high, right? And so for us at the moment, we've seen this kind of playing out quite nicely. We've shorted Bitcoin for the obvious reasons, and I'll get into that in a moment. And the next moves for Bitcoin are probably also a short, right? So we come up into this range of expectation, right? So we did come down deeper than I first thought we were going to, and we were talking about potential longs in here as well. Let me go ahead and actually bring in the EMAs, because that's why we were looking for the long. Okay, so we were looking at testing out the 200 EMA, and we were looking for the longs. So in the last video, I think we're talking about somewhere in and around here on Tuesday. We should have been Tuesday with a tight stop loss and then trying to target out 1.5. The problem is we didn't get into the take profit area. So we would have gone closed out if we didn't monitor the situation. But what we would have done here is found this resistance on the 50 EMA. And actually, we probably would have come out a little bit earlier than actually hitting that swing high, specifically as I saw this area. So this test, this move down here would have been a concern. The rally up here with this nature of candlesticks, this would have been where I sold. I probably would have sold or come out of my long position at around 67,485 on the close of that candle right there at 1900 hours on the Tuesday, 22nd of October. Okay, so you can see that there was weakness in this. And so we would have come out of that long and potentially looked for shorts. We would have potentially gone and actually reversed short in and around this resistance with the stop loss higher than the 50 SMA and targeting out, I would have gone for 1.5, but you can see here this ran significantly further, right? So it's great to see that kind of playing out really nicely. And of course, this move to the upside is in line with our expectations as well. Now, when we measure our distances here, okay, and it's really important that we do this because this is a whole concept of why people get it wrong so much, is they don't follow the actual sentiment. They kind of focus or hyper focus on what's going on Twitter, and I barely even go on there. I can't stand the platform, or X as they call it now, right? But here we can see that there's this move to the downside that we were kind of looking for. We didn't quite hit it, we've reversed up, but this is kind of where things were looking. Okay, it was a big 3-wave drop, and it's still possible that this turns into something really nasty, so we can't rule it out just yet. But here we can see the idea of a 3-wave pattern playing out quite nicely. And in fact, actually looking at it, yeah, we've got two scenarios here. I'll leave it like that for now, because it's possible that maybe it's actually here and here, but I don't think that's, it's possible, I guess, that we have a WXY, X and Z pattern, or it's not, it's actually a diagonal. It could be an ending diagonal right inside there. That probably makes the most amount of sense actually looking at it. So probably that one there, and that would actually hit the target range, I think. Let me go ahead and just do that. Check again. Very important that we do this stuff. Yeah, it hits target. You see how it does that right like that. That's just me not looking clearly enough. But here you can see 65,332. Our wick low was, of course, 65,260. That makes more sense. Okay, so here we look for the reversal to the upside. This reversal to the upside is looking good so far. As we kind of look for this three-wave pattern, let's go ahead and check. We haven't reached target yet, so we have a little bit more to the upside. Let's run this to a 15-minute time frame here, just so you guys can see. Yeah, we're looking for another push to the upside on the smaller time frames. Could go either way, but we'll look for 67,700, 68,000 flat in that range, I think. But this could potentially break down a little bit more beforehand, so we'll keep that in mind. Okay, so on this larger scale, on the hourly chart here, we're going to be looking for price to go to 67,783 to 68,129. But like I said, it could potentially come down for a retest of the 200 EMA, 50 EMAs, and our next trade opportunity on the hourly will be a long position, tight stop loss on that. So I'm going to choose the 50 SMA as an entry, tight stop loss in and around the overlap, because we don't think there's going to be overlap. So we want to kind of put that there and target out that high range. So we'll look for entry 67,058, stop loss at 66,639, and take profit 67,797. And then once we hit target on the upper range, we go short. The short target here will be a little bit more open, and we'll be looking to see how structure plays, but we'll target out at least, probably going to go with a nice kind of area of around 2.0 on the risk reward ratio, but we could of course lift the stop loss up to get to 1.5. So ideally short at around 67,800, stop loss at 68,646, and then take profit at 66,527. But of course it could go down deeper. Okay, so we're basically just playing this game. We're seeing the market move up and we're seeing the market move down, and we're basically just going long, going short on the hourly chart, right? The hourly chart in itself, we don't really look at it for all of those micro indicators of everything that's potentially a big bullish breakout or a big bearish breakdown. We don't look for that. On our hourly chart, we're just looking for entries into going long and going short, and then just looking to take 1.5 risk reward ratio or 2.0 risk reward ratio, and then rinse, repeat. On our hourly stochastic, we can see that we're overbought on the 1 and 4 hour time frames. So like I say, I'm looking for a small drop, I'm looking for a rally, liquidate any shorts, then drop again, essentially. Now, if we come in to the divergence indicator, we're above the mid-level, so bullish momentum here. So we are looking for that move upwards on the relative strength index, but expect volatility beforehand. The interesting thing here is we do have the histograms now acting quite bullishly. So we actually have some divergences here, bullish divergences. So we are looking for continued move here, and it might actually really push up higher. We might get stopped out on the short idea looking at this. So here you can see momentum is building positively. But while we're building positive momentum, we're seeing lower, let me actually use the correct tool. We're seeing lower highs in price. Okay, so positive momentum, lower highs. This is a breakout territory, a retest of the 200 EMA, go long into that first area. See if we want to go short there. We might want to wait and see if momentum shifts a bit. But on the 1 hour time frame, yeah, my idea is to go long on Bitcoin and then go short on Bitcoin, but we might need to adjust the stop loss accordingly or find a better entry on that. So I'll take that off the chart for now. We'll focus on the long and we'll see how that price action goes. And talking about trading, we have an amazing deal for you today. How does a 10% cashback bonus up to 2,000 USDT sound? That's right, Blowfin is offering an incredible promotion, but it's only available to the first 100 users, so you'll need to act fast. Blowfin, a top cryptocurrency exchange, is giving new users a fantastic opportunity. When you sign up using the special link in the description, you can get a 10% cashback bonus up to 2,000 USDT in your futures account. And the best part, it's first come, first served basis. So the first 100 users to sign up will be the ones who can claim this bonus. Here's how you can jump in. Step 1, click the special link in the description to sign up to Blowfin. Step 2, once you're in, start trading the futures. Step 3, free. You'll automatically get a 10% cashback bonus in your futures account, up to 2,000 USDT if you're one of the first 100 users to sign up. So what are you waiting for? This is a limited time offer, and only the first 100 users will get this incredible deal. Click the link in the description down below, sign up to 𝗕𝗀𝗀𝗀, and secure your 10% cashback up to 2,000 USDT before it's gone. Don't miss out on this amazing offer from 𝗕𝗀𝗀𝗀. Remember, it's first come, first serve. So hit that link in the description and get started now. Good luck and happy trading. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll this up into a daily time frame, because this is where things really got interesting. Okay, so a lot of people were talking about, big bullish breakouts as we were approaching the previous high ranges. Whereas I was saying, let's go short. And I was saying, let's go short because we were doing the obvious, right? We have the lower highs consistently getting hit up here, right? And all we've done is set another lower high. Now, I know a lot of people were saying, look, on this narrowed view, right, where they zoom right in, they can argue it's higher highs and higher lows, and we're in bullish times. But in reality, that's not really what was going on. Okay, we could see that that isn't the play. The play was an ascending wedge pattern. We had overlapping nature, and we were approaching previous resistances, the downward trend line, the lower highs, etc. Okay, but whilst that was happening, we also saw the histogram. Okay, so we could see here that we were in higher highs in price, but momentum was running out, as in we were dropping momentum as we were pushing higher. And you could also see that the selling pressure was also lowering as we had lower highs. Okay, so again, it shows us that there was a bullish vibe going into this move to the upside. We can see that with higher lows, okay, but while we were having higher lows, there was less selling pressure. And at the same time as the higher highs, we had lower momentum, basically indicating less buying pressure as we pushed up into higher highs. This was a recipe for disaster, which is why we were talking about going short. And that short target, it's still in play as far as I can see. We are still targeting 63,000. We dropped to 65 yesterday, and I still see this one playing out a little bit more. But as I was talking about things, I think yesterday, maybe it was the day before, I can't remember, but we are in I do have the potential here to see maybe reversals actually coming sooner than expected. Okay, so I want to be a little bit open-minded. Now, momentum on this 1 hour time frame, as you can see, has started to push down. Okay, so we are looking for the bearish turn in the market. It's still got some distance to go. Okay, so we're not yet done with it, but it is still progressing quite nicely. Okay, still got some room to the downside. But is it 65k? I hope that it is, because that would be a nice retest of an area. I don't want to have to go down lower. I mean, the 200 EMA sat at 60k. It's also a possible scenario. 63k is the 50 EMA. 62.5 is the 50 SMA. That area to me seems like an untapped resource for liquidity. So I suspect we are moving down to that 63.5k range. Okay, so our trade idea on the 1 hour time frame is still very much valid. We are still, we saw a massive profit yesterday. If we had closed it, it would have been great, but obviously that's not the play here. The play is to kind of keep this one going for a while and look for $63,000. And momentum is giving us the idea that we are still heading in that direction. Our relative strength index tapped into the overbought range. It's starting to correct down. We're not lower than 50 here, but it is starting to shift a bit. So again, not giving us those ideas of massive bullish breakout situations. Now, as price pushed up, volumes dropped, and as we started selling, volume did increase, but that increase hasn't lasted all that long. So unless volume increases massively and we see a demand for continued selling pressure, we might fail to reach those targets. So I want to keep an open mind as to whether or not we continue the short or whether the short kind of is done and dusted. Now, from our kind of MACD histogram perspective, we can see that the selling pressure at the moment hasn't actually printed negatively just yet. And so we might find that that's cross with bullish momentum shifting bearish might be enough to kind of persuade traders to start shorting or selling off their assets. So we want to be a little bit mindful about it. But for the most part, on the daily time frame, things have played out beautifully well so far for BTC. And so I just wanted to put a video out to kind of say, yep, we got some more trade ideas. The trade ideas are working nicely. I do think we're going to see some more volatility. The short idea on the daily time frame is still very much valid, and we are really only in the beginning move. Whether or not we get to the full $63,000 drop is yet to be seen. I'll keep a close eye on that, but everything is playing out kind of as expected so far when it comes to BTC. So I guess my next question would be, what do you think is likely to happen with the price action of Bitcoin next? Where do you see the future of BTC in the next couple of weeks or so as we lead into the US election? Let me know in the comments down below, or join us in our free Discord server and we can continue the conversations down there. And if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more insights into everything crypto. And guys, I urge you guys to check out that video right there because it's not one that you should be missing out on.